Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, the Streaming Enderman here, back again with another video. And in today's quick video, after quite a long break again, I'll be taking a look at a very interesting little knife here. And this is from a brand some of you may have never heard of. This is Thiers Issard. Thiers Issard is probably more famous for their straight razors and scalpels even. They make a lot of utility blades for other uses than everyday carry. And I believe they also make corkscrews, sommelier knives, kitchen knives, and such like. But I was quite interested when I saw their pocket knives, and you can find them at a website here in Canada called Kent of Inglewood. I bought from them before. They're a really nice website with excellent customer service. The shipping is fast. And I believe if you spend $60 or more, you get free shipping. For example, this and many other knives I have found there. This is the number 6 in Paduke wood. So if you're looking for a number 6 in Paduke, this is a good place to find it. But this is the knife we're talking about today, and I had a lot of options to go from. A lot were very interesting, but this one spoke to me as it would be my very first Thiers knife. And unlike every other Thiers knife, this is very small. Now, most Thiers knives measure at minimum 6 inches long, open, up to 8 inches or more. But the most common is 6 to 7 inches open. 7 being the most common you'll find. 7 to 7.5, I should say. But this, however, is a much, much smaller model. And it still captures that classic Thiers look. And I will even give you exact measurements. So, this knife measures in at about, what is that? Open length is about 5 1/4. The blade length, start with the cutting edge. The blade length in the cutting edge is less than 2 1/4 inches. And the unsharpened bit included is just a tad bit over 2 1/4 inches. This is a very small knife by all means, compared to, of course, the very knife I was just holding, the Opinel number 6, another French-made knife. You can see the 6 is a small knife, and it is substantially larger than the Thiers. And here's a small knife everyone will recognize, a Victorinox Classic. So you can see, of course, it dwarfs the Classic, but that's not saying much considering the size that this knife has. So this is a very small knife, and it is probably one of the best gentleman folders when it comes to size. There are other choices out there. I'm not claiming this is the best by any means, but this general size is probably what you'd want when you want a small knife that isn't going to scare people and will still allow you to do some pretty basic cutting tasks without requiring anything too fancy or large. You can easily peel an apple with this, you can open a box, you can trim a thread, you can do a whole lot with this, and a lot of people are under this delusion that a knife blade has to be 3 inches or over for it to be even remotely useful. Unless you work in an environment where you are around wood all the time and you need to be cutting into bits of wood or something much more substantial, a knife this size should be good for most everyday tasks. And if you work in an office environment, this would be a perfect choice, by all means. But about this knife, I'll talk more about it, fit and finish and quality-wise. So, again, this is the traditional Thiers pattern. It's made in Thiers, and I know that a lot of people, just like a Laguiole, a true Thiers knife has to be made in Thiers, France. This is indeed made in Thiers, France, making it authentic. It has the traditional reverse swayback, as I like to call it. A swayback has the handle that goes up and often a Wharncliffe blade that goes down, whereas this has a handle that curves down and a blade that curves up. I believe these are called trailing points, although you can correct me on that if you wish. As for the blade, you have 12C27 Sandvik steel, which is a very good budget choice. It says Thiers. This is indeed an authentic Thiers knife. Oh, raining outside. It says Inox 69, and I believe that has some serial number meaning, but I'm not sure what it is. But yes, this is made by Thiers, Issard. There's their logo in the corner. You have stainless steel rivets, stainless steel liners, stainless steel spring, and very nice centering and transitioning there. No blade play. Very surprisingly thick slabs of wood here. This is also offered in lemon wood, but the lemon versions for some reason didn't appeal to me as much, so I went with this. This is a traditional birch wood. I think it's quite nice. The grain is very nice. There's some red streaks in there. Very light wood. Normally I like darker woods, but this one still is very nice. This is my preferred style of wood, a darker, more reddish color. But still, this is a very, very nice handle. The spring is very strong, actually. Centering is perfect, or just a little bit off to the left. Makes a very nice snap when it opens. I'd say to open this is about a 7 or an 8 maybe. Very strong. You can even see it almost looks like a lockback mechanism, but it is indeed just a slip joint. It's just a very strong thwack when you close it for such a small knife. So very nice action, very smooth, very well put together. Everything's nicely done. The handles don't wiggle, the blade doesn't move. The action is beautiful. In the pocket, it's very small, and you get about a good 3 to 4 finger grip depending on how big your hand is. This curved pattern is very comfortable, and the blade is perfect for piercing cuts and just general purpose use. Pretty thin blade with a rather thick handle. Very comfortable for such a small knife. And again, the traditional look of a Thiers knife. Very timeless aesthetic. Very traditional style. And again, I got this for 48 Canadian, which is very cheap for a Thiers knife. Most are 100 or more. Some are 200 or more. But there's no guilloche, I believe that's the term for, or guilloche for file work. Just a plain back spring. So this is a very user-friendly knife. You're not looking for a, fancy mirror polish or brushed bolsters or super exotic wood. This is just a very simply put together knife for a very good excuse me, a very good price. And it even comes with, for such a good price, not only are you getting a really nice knife, you also get this little black leather pouch to put it in. I've actually carried this just to protect the knife from any sort of scratches, and it does the job well. Yeah, you get a very nice little leather pouch with your already very nice pocketable knife. Folds up to a very nice length of roughly 3 inches, just under 3 inches closed. Again with that, just over 2-inch blade. So yeah, 2 inches of 12C27, nail nick to open. Very comfortable little handle, beautiful looks, well put together, great leather sheath, and for a very good price. So for French craftsmanship, I don't think you can go wrong here. Again, this is a shorter video. I will hopefully get back to a more usual schedule, but in the meantime, thank you for watching. This has been the Thiers, Issard Le Thiers, and this is the Streaming Enderman, as always, signing off. Goodbye.